Guys, Chris from CG Wraps. Gonna show you guys how to tint your taillights today because it's pretty easy. Really, anybody can do it. We have good material. I always use Lux. I mean, in my opinion, it's the best, has the best results, easiest to use. Goes on dry like wrap, makes it very simple. So to start off, you're gonna wanna fully clean the area. If you're doing your headlights or something, I'd probably recommend just a quick clay bar just to get any bugs or debris off that's really stuck on there. So for taillights are not as dirty. You can just isopropyl them. There is, use the tucking tool, or you could use, the non-side of the squeegee, and just clean around the edges. I like to tape around it just to prevent the tint from sticking to the car itself, and you can really get it to the edge. So once it's taped off, you're just going to need to get a piece, however much you order. Generally you can get both out of the same sheet. I've already cut mine. You want it to be a little bit bigger. It doesn't have to be too crazy. It forms very well, so it doesn't need to be too much overhang. Maybe 2 inches all around. Give yourself some play. You want to start on the flattest part. For these, it's right on the back for me. These are pretty easy taillights. They're pretty flat. So I tacked it here and then just pulled it across to get it started. I forgot to record it. Yeah, you just want to start on the flattest part so you have a nice glass section to start to squeegee out. This is how I like to do it. I think it makes it a lot easier, starting on the flat section instead of something curvy, so it keeps the vinyl pretty neat, pretty glass. The bumper sticks out so far. The best bet would be to make a relief cut for when you're going to pull this around. So I'm just going to lift this down here, well past where this is. Just make a relief cut, because the rest of this is already laid. You're just going to want to pull it back, past your wrinkle, give it some heat, get all the wrinkles out of the film, and give it a nice even stretch around. Squeegee it all out, get all the air out. So right there looks pretty good. You want it right to the edge. That's why the tape helps too, so it's not sticking too hard anywhere. And you want to go ahead and post-heat everything, make sure you got everything. There's no air bubbles in it. It will shrink whatever you stretch, because you don't want it to be stretched. When you cut it, you want to relieve all the tension. You definitely want to give it a nice post heat. So it's going to be very important you really heat, around the edges, because this is not going to get tucked. You do not tuck this film. You're supposed to cut it on the edge of the lens. So you definitely want to make sure all around the perimeter, where all the edges is, it's stuck very well. It has a nice, clean, even, tack all around. So that's something you definitely want to make sure of. Now that it's all post-heated, you're gonna take your squeegee and just go around it one more time. And you're gonna want to wait just a little bit just to let it cool down. You don't want to cut it while it's still hot. Just in case it's still not fully cured. You don't want it to pull back anymore. So you want it to cool down just a little bit. So when you cut this, you want to cut on the side of the lens. You don't want to cut on the car itself. Definitely snap a new blade. You want it to be nice, clean cuts. You don't want it to get all jaggedy. And you're going to cut on the actual side of the lens. Be careful not to gouge into the lens. You want to run the blade on the side of the lens. And when I'm cutting, I only have the blade pushed out the smallest bit. Because you don't want to cut, you know, the quarter panel on the inside behind the taillight. You don't want to cut the car. Now it will look done, but what you're gonna want to do is go over it again with heat and your squeegee. Because you want to make sure these edges are all 100%. You don't want anything pulling back on you. So now, after you went over it again, you just want to go over with heat and just make sure all the edges are all 100% down. Makes a nice smoked look all around, nice and even. Cleans it up very well, especially against the orange. Excuse all the handprints over it. Yeah, this film is just phenomenal. It makes it look perfect every time. Very easy to install. Let's look at the difference real quick. That one to the red one. Huge difference. Any other car, it's the same process. You just want to clean, you know, lay it on the flattest surface, get everything all nice and secure, make a clean cut on the lens, on the side of the lens. You don't want to cut the lens itself. And give it a nice post heat. And it makes it all look really good, really simple, nice, easy install. Anyone can do this. I'll leave a link down below on where to grab this tint. And even the tools if you really want it. I like the magnetic ones because I wrap. I like to just put them on the car. Same thing with the wrap stick. You can just get those on Amazon, Yellow Tools, really wherever. It's nothing special, just magnetic squeegees. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys.